Yes. Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is the last topic, topic 15, namely Taylor series and Maclaurin series. In the course Math 200 Calculus 2 for the semester Spring 2020-2021. In this topic we shall look at Taylor series. Now first let's understand what do we mean by series. Series is a sum of several quantities. Now these quantities can be numbers and or a function, or sometimes a combination of both, and the number of quantities can be finite or infinite, but generally it is a large number. It's not 1 or 2. And we write S equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3, and this 3 dot means it will continue. There will be some term An, and again it will continue. Sometimes there will be finite, sometimes it will be infinite, and we use the sigma notation. K is starting from 1 to infinity. Sometimes we write K is starting from 0 also, and sometimes if it is finite we'll stop at some known number M or N, we call it. Now there are many types of series. We do not have to worry about many types of series like the geometric series, the arithmetic series, the binomial series, and so forth. Now we have to learn the factorial notation. What do we mean by n factorial? Now let's look at a numerical example first. 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Take your calculator, it will give you 120. Some calculators have a special function for the factorial. Or you can write it in the other order, small to big, 1, 2, 3, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. In general, you can write it as n factorial equal to n into n minus 1, n minus 2, and stop at 1. Or you can start at 1 and stop at n. Now we will be taking natural numbers here. Will not be n will be 2, 3, 4, 5 or some natural number. It will not be a fraction. And it's convenient to define 0 factorial as 1, and 1 factorial is equal to 1. This is just a note, you have to keep a note of it. 2 factorial is 1 into 2, which is 2. 3 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3, which is 6. Like that it goes on. Now 5 factorial you can write as 5 dot 4 factorial. Likewise you can write n factorial as n dot n minus 1 factorial. We will be using these two things in today's lesson. Now what's the notation for derivatives? The 0 derivative you write f bracket 0. You write it in the place of power, but this is not power. We just write it to distinguish it from the power, we write it in a bracket. The first derivative will be f bracket 1. Second derivative will be f bracket 2. See, we cannot use the prime notation because counting primes for big numbers becomes difficult. 1, 2 or 3 or 4 is okay, but for big numbers it's better to write a number in the bracket. Third derivative will be f bracket 3. The nth derivative will be f bracket n. Now if you want to find the nth derivative at x equal to a, you will write fn at x equal to a. This is it. Now sometimes we will write minus 1 for integration, but today we do not need it. Now the main formula for this chapter is the Taylor series. Now any function which is infinitely differentiable about a point x equal to a is given by f of x equal to f of a plus 1 by 1 factorial into first derivative of x, so first derivative of f at x equal to a into x minus a, plus 1 by 2 factorial, second derivative evaluated at a into x minus a whole square, plus 1 by 3 factorial. Look, when you have the second derivative, you will divide by 2 factorial. When you have the third derivative, you will divide by the third factorial, evaluate it at x equal to a into x minus a whole cube. And you can write it using the sigma notation, 1 over k factorial, kth derivative at x equal to a into x minus a whole power k. K going from 0 to infinity in this case. Now the number a can be positive, negative or 0. If it is 0, then we give it a name called Maclaurin series. The series become easy to handle most of the time, so it has a special name. It's called Maclaurin series, and there are reasons for that, why we do it around a equal to 0, and sometimes we will not do it around a equal to 0. Now let's do the first example. Obtain the Taylor expansion of the exponential function f of x equal to e power x about the point x equal to 0. Now a equal to 0, your function is exponential x, the first derivative is e power x, the second derivative is also e power x, all derivatives including the nth derivative is e power x. Now we have to find when you look at the Taylor formula, we have to find the function at x equal to a equal to 0, e power 0 equal to 1. First derivative is e power x, e power 0 is 1, so your first derivative at x equal to 0 is also 1, second derivative at x equal to 0 is also 1, so also the nth derivative. It goes on. This is the first example where the derivatives are easy to calculate. Now read the complete sentence. The Taylor expansion of the exponential function f of x e power x equal to e power x about the point x equal to 0 is f of a, first term. It will be f of 0, which is 1. Second term is first derivative into x minus a. First derivative at x equal to a equal to 0. And all these derivatives are 1. So you get 1 into x minus 0 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x minus 0 whole square. So the derivatives are 1. So if you multiply with 1, you will get back the same thing. Plus 1 by 3 factorial into third derivative into x minus 0 whole cube. You will get e power x equal to, when you simplify this expression, you will get 1 e power x equal to 1 plus x plus 1 over 2 factorial x square plus 1 over 3 factorial x cube plus you will get 1 over n factorial x power n. This is an infinite series. The process will never stop, and you can use the sigma notation 1 over k factorial x power k going from 0 to infinity. Now 0 factorial is 1, we have seen, and x power 0 equal to 1. So your first term is 1. Now in a physical situation, in your engineering and physics problem and certain types of maths problem, you will take 1, 2 or 3 terms from the Taylor expansion. So this is the Taylor expansion for exponential function. You can do an exercise for e power minus x about the point x equal to 0. You will get alternating signs. You will get 1 minus x plus 1 over 2 factorial x square minus 1 over 3 factorial into x cube, and like that. And in sigma notation, it will be written like this, what you see here, minus 1 power k into 1 over k factorial x power k going from 0 to infinity. Now what is important is that you should be able to calculate 3-4 terms of a given function. We will be doing simple examples this time in today's lesson, and we'll look at difficult examples some other time, and you can guess the formula for the nth term in this kind of Taylor expansion. The first 3-4 terms are important, then you guess the formula and write it in sigma notation, but for today's class 3 or 4 terms are more than sufficient. Even the sigma notation is not required. I am writing it for completeness. Example 2. Obtain the Taylor expansion of the function f of x equal to sin x about the point x equal to 0. So you have to use radians when you are calculating the derivative. The function is sin x, the first derivative is cosine, the second derivative is minus sine, the third derivative is minus cosine, the fourth derivative is sine. Now we are doing it at x equal to 0, sin 0 equal to 0, cos 0 equal to 1. So your derivatives are 1, 0, minus 1, the third derivative, the fourth derivative 0. Now this pattern will repeat because the functions are also repeating in the derivative. And when you do the Taylor expansion, the first term is f of a, f of 0, which is 0. Second term is first derivative into x minus a equal to 0, so it will be only x. And how much is the first derivative? The first derivative is 1, so you will get 1 into x minus 0, which is x. Then the second derivative is 0, so you don't have to calculate anything, the term will go away. Then the third derivative is, look at the table we have made here, the third derivative is minus 1, so you will get 1 by 3 factorial into minus 1 into x cube. So your Taylor expansion terms are sin x equal to x minus 1 by 3 factorial x cube plus 1 over 5 factorial x power 5. You can guess that, and again the sigma notation is there. Now I'll point out only one example today of applications. See, the exact equation for a simple pendulum is d square theta over dt square equal, the second derivative of theta equal to minus g by L sine theta equal to 0. Now this equation can be expressed exactly using something called the elliptic integrals, but those are difficult. So what we do in physics is, most of the time, put sine theta equal to theta, then you will get a simple equation, d square theta over dt square minus g by L theta equal to 0. Now this equation has two solutions, the sine and the cosine. You do not need the elliptic functions, and one will be the sine solution, one will be the cosine solution. G is acceleration due to gravity, L is the length of the pendulum. This is what we have been doing in our physics lab. We say keep the angle small in your experiment. See, sine theta equal to theta will work when the angle is close to 0 radians, something like 3 or 4 degrees. And you can play with your calculator and know how much error will be there when you put sine theta equal to theta in radians. Now next, obtain the Taylor expansion of the function f of x equal to cos x about the point x equal to 0. Now a equal to 0, your function is cosine, the first derivative is minus sine, the second derivative is minus cosine, third derivative is sine, fourth derivative is cosine. So you get back your function after four steps. The first, you just have to, the next 4 terms will be the same, so we don't have to calculate all the terms. F of 0 is cos 0 equal to 1, the first derivative is 0, the second derivative is minus 1, third derivative is 0, fourth derivative is 1. So your terms will be 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1. It will repeat after a cycle of 4. Now again calculate. Your first term is f of 0, which is 1. Next term is first derivative into x minus 0. First derivative is 0. Second derivative is minus 1 divided by 2 factorial into x square. Then the third derivative is again 0. You will have the fourth derivative. So your cos x expansion is 1 minus 1 over 2 factorial x square plus 1 over 4 factorial x power 4 minus 1 over 6 factorial x power 6. See, if you calculate 3 or 4 terms, then you can guess the remaining terms. What is important today is you just learn to calculate the first 4 terms correctly without guessing. The other terms you can guess. That's why in your exams in this chapter we'll be asking you to calculate the first 4 terms here, and do not make any plus minus mistakes. Now problem 4. Obtain the Taylor expansion of the function f of x equal to 1 over 1 plus x about the point x equal to 0. Now a equal to 0, your function is 1 over 1 plus x, which is 1 plus x whole power minus 1. So derivative will be, first derivative will be minus 1 over 1 plus x whole square. Second derivative will be 2 over 1 plus x whole cube. Third derivative will be minus 2 into 3 divided by 1 plus x power 4. Fourth derivative will be 2 into 3 into 4 divided by 1 plus x whole power 5. And it goes on like that. Now calculate f of 0, which is 1. Calculate the first derivative, it is minus 1. Second derivative at x equal to 0, you will get 2, which is 2 factorial. Third derivative is minus 3 factorial. Fourth derivative at x equal to 0 is 4 factorial. It goes on like that. Now put all the values in the formula. First term is f of a, which is f of 0, which is 1. Then the first derivative into x minus a, you will get minus x. Then the next term will be plus x square, then minus x cube. Actually this is the geometric series, and you can write it in the sigma notation. So your 1 over 1 plus x is 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube. For small x, you can just take the first 2 terms, which is 1 minus x, and that's what we do in our heat expansion calculations. Likewise, you can also obtain a Taylor expansion for 1 over 1 minus x. The signs will differ, and you will get 1 divided by 1 minus x is 1 plus x square plus x cube, like that. It goes on. In physics and engineering applications, these kind of approximations by taking 1 or 2 terms of the series are very frequently used. Next is obtain the Taylor expansion of the logarithmic function f of x equal to ln 1 plus x about the point x equal to 0, a equal to 0. F of x is ln 1 plus x. The first derivative is 1 over 1 plus x. The second derivative is minus 1 over 1 plus x whole square. The third derivative is 2 over 1 plus x whole cube. The fourth derivative will be minus 2 into 3 divided by 1 plus x power 4. These derivatives are similar to the ones which we have done in the previous question. Only thing is their numbering will be different. Now f of 0 is ln 1, which is 0. The first derivative is 1, the second derivative is minus 1, the third derivative is 2 factorial, the fourth derivative is minus 3 factorial. It goes on like that. Again, when you put in the Taylor formula, do it step by step calculations. First term is f of a, f of 0, which is, how much is f of 0? Look here, it is 0. So your first term is 0, which I have not written. If you want, you can write it. Then the first derivative into x minus a, you will get 1 into x. Second derivative divided by 2 factorial into x square, x minus a is equal to 0, so x minus a whole square will be x square. So we will get x plus 1 by 2 factorial into minus 1 into 1 factorial. Next term will be 1 over 3 factorial into 2 factorial into x cube. Now we will be using the factorial properties given on page 1. So this 2 factorial will cancel with 3 factorial and you will be left with 1 by 3. Next time you will have 1 by 4 and initially you had 1 by 2. So ln 1 plus x equal to x minus half x square plus 1 by 3 x cube minus 1 by 4 x power 4. And it goes on like that. You have to be very careful about the plus minus and the numbers which you are calculating. You can also obtain a Taylor expansion of ln 1 minus x. Here everything will be negative. You will get minus x minus half x square minus 1 by 3 x cube. This is it. Problem 6. Obtain the Taylor expansion of the logarithmic function f of x equal to ln x about the point x equal to 2. Now this 6 question onwards are what you have to be very careful. That's the type of questions you are expected to have in the exam. The first 5 examples were very easy with a equal to 0. Now a is not equal to 0. Now f of x equal to ln x. The first derivative is 1 by x. The second derivative is minus 1 by x square. The third derivative is 2 over x cube. The fourth derivative is minus 3 factorial over x power 4. Now calculate. F of 2 is ln 2. First derivative at x equal to 2 is 1 by 2. The second derivative at x equal to 2 is minus 1 by 2 square. Just leave it like that. Do not write 1 by 4 or 0.25. That's not the way. We will not get a pattern otherwise. Then the third derivative is 2 over 2 cube. The fourth derivative is minus 3 factorial by 2 power 4. Again do the substitution in the term. The first term is f of a, f of 2, which is ln 2. Then the next term is first derivative into x minus a. You will get, what's the first derivative at 2, which is half into x minus 2. Then you have 1 by 2 factorial into minus 1 factorial by 2 square into x minus 2 whole square. Then the next term is 1 by 3 factorial into 2 factorial divided by 2 cube into x minus 2 whole cube. It goes on like that. Simplify, you will get ln x equal to ln 2 plus half into x minus 2 minus half into 1 by 2 square into x minus 2 whole square plus 1 by 3 dot 1 over 2 cube into x minus 2 whole cube. And it goes on like that. Now if you do the expansion about 5, you will get ln 5 1 by 2 into x minus 5 minus 1 by 2 into 1 by 5 square into x minus 5 whole square plus 1 by 3 into 1 by 5 cube into x minus 5 whole cube. It goes on like that. You just have to wait and see it. Do it and see it. Now obtain the Taylor expansion of the logarithmic function f of x equal to 1 by x about the point x equal to 2. Put a equal to 2, you will get f of x equal to 1 by x, which is given in the question. The first derivative is minus 1 over x squared, second derivative is 2 over x cubed, the third derivative is minus 3 factorial over x power 4, and it goes on like that. F of 2 is how much? F of 2 is 1 by 2. First derivative is minus 1 by 2 square. The third derivative is 2 over 2 cube, which is 2 factorial over 2 cube. We have to guess the pattern. Third derivative is minus 3 factorial over 2 power 4. Again you put it in the Taylor expansion. You will get ln x equal to half minus half into x minus 2. plus 1 over 2 cube into x minus 2 whole cube minus 1 over 2 power 4 x minus 2 whole power 4, and it expands like that, it continues. Next question. Obtain the Taylor expansion of the exponential function f of x equal to e power x about the point x equal to 3. Now a equal to 3, all your derivatives are e power x. We have seen it before. Now f of 3 is e power 3, leave it as e power 3. Do not calculate it to be 20 point something, there is no need for it. First derivative is also e power 3, the second derivative is also e power 3. This is straightforward question. Now substitute the values. Now the first term is f of a, which is f of 3, which is e cube. First derivative into x minus a at a equal to 3, so you will get e power 3 into x minus 3. Then 1 over 2 factorial into second derivative into x minus a whole square, you will get e cube into x minus 3 whole square. It goes on like that. This e cube is coming in all the places, so you can write it as e cube summation 1 over k factorial into x minus 3 whole power k equal to going from 0 to infinity. And there is a website here which will help you to do Taylor expansions. So please practice some questions on this website and see how this website is working. And in your exam questions, please remember the last 3 examples where a is not equal to 0 are important, and that's what you have to learn in this course today. We'll discuss these things again in the class, inshallah. See you. Assalamu alaikum.